I'd like to start by asking you to imagine what you ate for breakfast. Toast, maybe eggs, cereal. Okay. I bet that most of us would have a difficult time tracing that breakfast item or whole plate like this back to the farms that it came from. What are the stories behind our food? And why is it important? Why is this important? I fundamentally believe that it's critical that we lift the veil of our food system, because behind that veil is a highly industrialized, increasingly centralized, very vulnerable, and lots of chemicals involved in this, and coming from very distant sources, which have profound consequences not only on our individual health, but the health of the planet. So, for example, if you had cornflakes for breakfast, you might be consuming a neurotoxin that's been linked to ADHD. 93% of Americans, according to a study from the Center for Disease Control, they learned that 93% of Americans have this neurotoxin in their bodies. So, and over 10 million pounds of this particular insecticide is used on crops throughout the US annually. And over half of that is used on corn. So if you had eggs for breakfast, you should know that corn is also the breakfast for the laying hens in factory farms that produce those eggs. And with an ever-increasing concentration of our food supply, there's a greater risk for widespread foodborne illnesses, like the salmonella outbreak. You all remember 2010, close to 1,500 illnesses, 550 million eggs recalled in 22 states across the US. I mean, this to me is an example of how vulnerable our food system has become. And the NASA image here is the dead zone that has emerged. It's 8,400 square mile dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico, which is severely impacting the reproductive organs of fish and other sea life by starving them of oxygen. And this is primarily caused by nitrate runoff from farms using synthetic fertilizer along the Mississippi River on crops like corn. And in our industrialized agriculture, how it's evolved accounts for more than 20% of US greenhouse gases, making it a major contributor to climate change. So you see, where our breakfast comes from really does matter. And this is why my wife, Nancy, raise your hand. Nancy and I founded Pie Ranch back in 2003 to provide opportunities for people to learn in a very hands-on way how to make good food choices that not only have a positive impact on your health, but also the health of the planet. We're situated right across the street from Año Nuevo on a pie slice wedge of land. So we decided to run with our geologic fate and grow crops that go into pies. And it's a helpful lure to encourage city kids to come learn about sustainable farming. And we've also found that adults happen to like pie too. So we fulfill our mission in 3 ways. We provide thousands of students from around the Bay Area with hands-on experiences. We train the next generation of aspiring sustainable food producers. And we collaborate with stakeholders on regional projects and policies that strengthen our regional food system. So first, like the 1,300 inner-city youth who are putting their hands in the soil for the first time, coming to Pie Ranch annually. Andy planted the apple trees 3 years prior to this photo and harvested the apples that went into the pie. Our second program area supports the emergence of new farmers through an apprenticeship. We give them hands-on knowledge on all aspects of the food production business, from training in the field to marketing and selling organic products. So thirdly, in order to accelerate the pace of change, we involve our urban neighbors, which like yourselves, and collaborate with regional organizations to champion projects and policies that will help bring about this healthier and more robust food system that we are all envisioning. We're fostering the dialogue around agricultural land succession through public workshops like the one this photo represents. on land opportunities for emerging farmers while working with organizations like Post to secure local agricultural land, and large business players like Google to get more local food into corporate cafeterias. So imagine with me, if you will, we want to repopulate our area with small-scale, diversified farms that serve our food supply with the healthiest of choices. And with the support of SV2, we're embarking on a 5-year strategic plan to better answer the question, just how do we scale a small farm? How do we scale? So we imagine, think of this like patchwork of farms along the coast. We imagine thousands of more small farms like ours serving families on this side of the hill, and hundreds of schools directly linked to those farms. And we see our innovative regional policy work as a model for other counties, statewide, and nationally. So please come help us roll out this vision and have some pie. Thank you.